Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. Blessed Feast of the Holy Family. Down at the office, as you can tell, with the artwork behind me there's our little shepherd girl, the image of the church. You can even see Mom on the back wall underneath her and a few other things, the Epiphany, all the little things that decorate the backdrop and my various rooms. No hat today either. It's warm in the office, and the old Santa hat is a heater. I mean, the new one is what I wore down, since I wear that outside. I didn't wear the old one down, which is a little lighter. But let's talk briefly. We've already rambled enough about families and the Holy Family. We really want to encourage and support the traditional family, which has been under siege for 50 years in American society. Longer than that, probably since World War II. You know, you had a little decade, I think, naively and generalizing here, of the 50s and up to the mid-60s of riding a crest off of World War II, having defeated the Nazis. Everybody wanted to return to normal pre-war existence. That was a universally desired good, especially in America. And I don't know about Europe. I think Europe took a far swing right after the war, because you see major emptying out of cultural realities in Europe, especially like religion and the desire to have children. I mean, Europe suffering negative growth rate. We are too, though, so should be alerted there. But the mid-60s come along, and we blow open the idea of the family. And the first attack on the family, whether we all like it or not, was the sexual revolution and the idea that physical intimacy was something shared only by husbands and wives. Now, everybody can be intimate with anybody who is consensual and of legal age. And that just changed everything. Not that you only got married because of physical intimacy, because of sex, but you realize that was one of the things that marriage was supposed to safeguard. And this may be, Neanderthal thing, my part. But that changed things. And a lot of people are hesitant to broach the topic because the vast majority of Americans have an unhappy sexual past. Bad choices they made when they were young. And again, no matter how commonplace culture wants to make it, that physical intimacy is just another thing, like tying your shoelaces. We all know it's not. Everybody knows it's not. And that it is considered, improper or crude to talk about it in public, to disclose those things. There's considered a violation of the very nature of the intimacy and its personal nature. But society has tried to push it like it's just another thing, nothing big. But once the sexual revolution blew that out of the water, and also, again, we fostered more tools for dissolving marriages rather than solving marriages. And I make no judgment about divorced people, because you can marry somebody who didn't turn out to be the person you thought they were marrying, or vice versa. Neither one of you may have been ready for matrimony. You may not have had the maturity or the tools for it. The idea is we ought to be helping people learn the tools to resolve conflict, to overcome perhaps childhood or young adult problems that will ruin every relationship a person gets into for the most part, or at least potentially. Because sometimes you find a spouse or a partner who can help you manage the extremes of your problems and keep it from blowing things apart. Other times you won't. Again, I make no judgment about people who are divorced. I know all kinds of people who are divorced. But we can say it's not a collective good. The idea should be reconciliation in solving problems, not getting rid of them. Again, I don't say that easily. But we really need to return to families in this culture if it wants to survive. We can look at the expansive definitions of families, but we'll have to talk about that more tomorrow, maybe part 2 of Holy Family Talk. Other thoughts like same-sex couples adopting children. We don't even have that culture talk anymore. That was a big thing, just 15 years ago. Anyway, rambled on enough. Merry Christmas, everybody. Pray for all families. Pray for single parents. Pray for any household that's raising children, that you do a good job and love your children.